Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today for our prenatal fitness workout. Now this workout's appropriate for all trimesters of pregnancy. Just take it at your own pace. We're going to start with a cat-cow. So as you exhale, you're going to arch your back and inhale as you open and lift to the ceiling. Take it nice and slow. We're just warming up the spine here. And now we're going to do dog wags its tail. So you're going to let go over your shoulder, bring your hips towards your shoulder, and then move to the other side. Always working with the breath here. I'm going to take a deep breath in and go into downward facing dog. Now you can see I'm moving my feet to stretch out my calves individually. From this position, you're going to walk your hands in towards your feet. And then we're going to go to a flat back. So some of you can touch the floor in this position. Others will have to rest your hands on your thighs. You're going to bend your knees and slowly roll up into standing pose. Do a small back bend if that's comfortable for you. We're going to come back to mountain pose. Nice and tall, feet are grounded into the floor. Take a deep breath in as you sit back into chair. You really want to squeeze your leg and glute muscles here. Feeling the power in your legs. Take a breath, rest in mountain. And then we're going to exhale and sit back again. Continue to breathe. Repeat your affirmations. I am powerful. I am strong. Release into mountain pose again. And one more time, we're going to sit it back and hold here. Coming standing to mountain. Here we're going to work our way back down to the floor. Our left leg is in front of us with the ankle under the knee. We squeeze the glutes and press the whole body forward to stretch the front of the hip. We're in a kneeling hip flexor stretch here. We're going to come down with our hands resting on the floor, or if you need to go on your fists, you can. We're leaning forward, letting that back foot relax down into a low lunge. This is just enhancing the stretch in the hips. From here, we come into pigeon pose. Ideally, your shin's going to be parallel with the end of your yoga mat, but most of us are going to be sitting at a 45-degree angle. You want to stay very tall through your spine, rising to the crown of your head. Shoulders are down, away from your ears. Always staying with the breath. From here, we gently bring that foot back and we switch sides. So now our right leg is forward. We're going to squeeze the glutes as we press the whole body forward and opening up that left hip flexor, the front of the hip. From this position, we're going to put the foot out a little bit and come in, letting the back foot relax. Experiencing a deeper lunge here. Holding and breathing, taking this time to connect with your body and your breath. Now we take that foot, place it under us for pigeon pose again. You might find that one side of your body is a little more flexible or a little more stiff than the other. Work with it, adjust with it as you need to. We're slowly going to come out of this position and switch legs. So now that left leg is forward again. Warrior one. So we get our balance here, get steady, feel the strength in our leg muscles. And from here, we're going to begin to lunge down and up 10 times. Exhale as you push up. Inhale on your way down. Now we're going to turn so your hips are facing forward. And we're going to lean into warrior two. Strong arms. Looking over your front hand and just breathing. Now we're going to lean up and over the back leg. Feeling a stretch through our side here. And take a deep breath. And then when we exhale, you're going to windmill back to the other side now. I suggest resting your arm on that bent knee. Or if you're feeling flexible, you can reach all the way to the floor. In this position, we're going to turn facing our front foot. Really ground yourself into the floor. And we're going to reach into this balancing pose here. It's okay if your toe has to touch down. And we come back to center. Now we're going to go to the other side. Left leg goes back, right leg's in front. We're going to our warrior one pose. With your arms raised overhead, you do want your shoulders down, away from your ears. We're going to go down and lunge 10 times. Remember, use your breath. Exhale as you push up and away. Inhale on your way down. Now we turn to that warrior two. Strong arms. Taking deep belly breaths here. On the exhale, we reach up and over the back leg. Now we're going to windmill back to the front, resting on that knee, looking up to the sky. You can come all the way down to the ground if that feels comfortable. And then we're going to turn to that front leg, ground your foot through the floor, get ready, and lift into this balancing pose here. Coming back to center. From here, we're going to go into a nice wide straddle stance. We're going to go into a flat back position. So you don't want to be rounded over. You want to be very tall through the spine. You're either resting your hands on the floor or on the top of your thighs. We're going to come into a squatting position. We're going to lean over to the left leg. Get a nice inner thigh stretch here. We come back to our center squat. And then we go down to the other side, stretching the inner thigh of the other leg. Slowly move back into that center squat position for a third time. Your legs might not need to be in a little bit closer. Maybe you can't go as deep. We release. Go back to that flat back where your hands are resting on your thighs or on the floor. Stretching the back of the legs. Now we're turning to come down onto all fours. We're going to move into a bird dog pose. You're going to lift opposite arm and leg. Hold 1, 2, and then come back to center. Try not to wobble or lean to one side. Maybe you're only lifting a couple inches off the ground, that's okay. Engage your core muscles, breathe with the movement. But anytime you need to rest, you can sit back on your heels. We're almost done with this pose. Now we're going to rest into child's pose. Take some deep belly breaths here. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can also just take a seat. Make sure your knees are wide enough to fit your belly. Now we're going to get ready for some tabletop push-ups. So I did bring my knees back a little bit, but as I go down, I let my elbows flare out to the sides a little bit more than normal. And I'm not worried about going all the way to the ground. I just want to feel my chest muscles working as I push the floor away. And then we're going to sit back and rest again in child's pose. Now we come back up and we're going to go on to our side. So we're setting up for a clamshell exercise. When I'm laying on my side, I want to make sure that my shoulders, hips, and knees are all aligned and my feet are straight back behind my knees. I'm opening, lifting my top knee towards the ceiling without rotating my hips far back. We're working the medial glute muscle, so that outer hip. We'll do 20 repetitions here. You'll start to feel the burn. And now we're going to set up for a modified side plank. So my top leg goes straight. My elbows under my shoulder. I squeeze my core muscles as I lift up. We're only holding for 10 seconds. If this gives you any discomfort, you don't need to come up into the side plank. You can just rest. We're slowly going to come down and switch to the other side. Now before we go to the other side, we're going to set up for a reverse tabletop. This is going to open the front of our hips again, squeezing your glutes and lifting. Try to keep your head neutral. My feet are aligned under my knees. Squeezing the whole back side and opening the front. And then come down slowly. Now we can go lay on the other side to set up for clamshells. Again, we want to align the shoulders, hips, and knees. Feet come back behind the knees. That top knee lifts towards the ceiling. Our hips stay stacked on top of one another. Now we're getting ready for the side plank. The elbows under our shoulders, top leg is straight. Pull in those core muscles, hug the baby with those core muscles, and then we're going to lift. Continue to breathe. If there's any discomfort, come back down. And then we're going to come down and rest. Into butterfly pose. Feet are together. Stay very tall through your spine. Shoulders are down, away from your ears. And see how far you can bring your knees towards the floor. We're going to practice our breathing here. From here, we're going to take our left leg. It's going to go straight out while we bring the right foot in against our thigh. And you're going to slide your body over to that left side. Toe is flexed, knees and toes are up. Should feel a little side stretch here. Don't force it, only go as far as you can. Sliding to center. Now we're going to turn the torso towards that foot and lean forward. You might not be able to go very far. In that case, just lift your spine tall and hold on to the floor in front of you. You should feel a nice stretch behind the back of the leg. Coming back to center. Always move slow and intentional. We're going to switch sides. Right foot is out, knee and toes up to the ceiling, and we slide our body over. Stretching through our left side now. Holding here and breathing. Come back to center. Turn towards that foot and reach forward. Coming back to center. We let both legs come out now. Feet and knees are up to the ceiling and we reach forward. Stay tall through your spine. You should feel a stretch through your inner and back of your thighs. Walking our hands to center. Now we're going to go into a figure 4 stretch. So our left leg is on top of our right thigh. Knee is lined up with your ankle. And you want to feel that stretch through your outer hip. From here, we'll take the left foot, place it on the floor, sit up very tall, small spinal twist. You don't want to force it or crank on your spine. Looking back behind you as far as you can go. We come back to center. And then we're going to switch legs. Now the right leg comes on top of the left thigh. Sitting up tall, bringing the chest towards that leg and feeling the stretch through the outer right hip. Here you extend that left leg, bring the right foot down, sit super nice and tall, and turn to your right. We're going to bring it back to center now. We're going to start with slow head rolls. You want to be very gentle. Then you're going to roll the other way. From here, we'll roll the shoulders back, releasing those tense muscles through the neck and upper back. Your right arm is going to stretch out as your left arm applies some slight counter pressure to your head, feeling the stretch all the way from the ear down through the shoulder and down the arm. Releasing and gently switching sides. Left arm reaches out, right hand's over your head. We release, coming back to center. We're going to practice some belly breaths. One hand's on your heart, your other hand's on your belly. I just want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. Taking the time to reflect, connecting with your body, your breath, and your baby. Feeling calm and centered. I want to thank you for taking this time today. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in, opening our arms, coming to center. Thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you a healthy pregnancy. Please come back for more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our page on YouTube.